This method for getting a hidden ability Riolu is a bit more on the brute force side of things rather than efficiency. However, it is tremendously quicker to actually complete starting from scratch compared to the Mismagius or Smeagol methods. We will need to go out and catch 2 Pokemon for our setup. The first is an Execute from Executor Island. The reason we want Execute is because it already knows the move Worry Seed, which we will use to check for abilities during our chain. Once you catch an Execute, evolve it into an Executor using a Leaf Stone. The second Pokemon we want to catch is a Misdreavus from Hau'oli City Cemetery. Misdreavus is fairly common at a 30% encounter rate, however be careful because you can only find it during nighttime. Any Misdreavus will be fine, so you can just catch the first one you see. The reason we want Misdreavus is because it is the most accessible Ghost-type Pokemon that can learn the moves we need for this method. After you catch Misdreavus, the next step is teaching our Pokemon the moves they need. Starting off with Misdreavus, we want to teach it both Taunt and Thunder Wave. Make sure you do not delete the move Spite, because this move is important for getting the chain going. For Executor, we will need to learn the moves Substitute, Psyshock, and Double Team. If you are not sure where to find Double Team, it is sold at a store in Coney City. Additionally, you'll need any high-level Pokemon that knows False Swipe. If you want to be on the super safe side of things, bring along an extra Ghost-type Pokemon. It isn't needed, but if things go horribly wrong for you in the chain, it can save you. Once you're done, you should have your movesets looking like this. Make sure you have lots of Leppa berries and some Adrenaline Orbs on hand as well. Now comes the most tedious part of this process, which is leveling up Executor. Max out his affection in Pokemon Refresh and give him a lucky egg to hold. Then head to your preferred location of leveling. Whether it's just on Pony Gauntlet or the Elite Four, as long as you can level Executor to be about 55 to 57, we can begin. If you have any rare kitchens in the Festival Plaza, this is a good use of their level boosts. After that's finished, we can move on to the chaining process. Fly to Ancient Pony Path and make your way to Pony Grove. If you have the item leftovers, give it to Executor to hold. It will make the chaining process go slightly smoother. Riolu only has a 10% spawn chance, so it may take a while to actually find one. When you do find one, the first thing you want to do is switch out your lead Pokemon with Misdreavus. From here, use the move Taunt. Riolu will now only be able to use the moves Final Gambit and Reversal, neither of which have any effect on Misdreavus. We can now spam the move Spite to quickly drain PP from Riolu's attacking moves. When the Taunt wears off, use it again and keep using Spite until Riolu is forced to use Struggle and faints Misdreavus. No matter what, the Taunt will always wear off before Riolu can faint itself, so you won't have to worry about that. Send out your high-level False Swipe Pokemon next. You will need to do 2 things from here. False Swipe down Riolu after the Taunt has worn off to safely bring it to 1 HP. And then revive Misdreavus. Once Riolu has successfully called for an ally, which may have already happened, switch back into Misdreavus. Now you want to repeat the Taunt Spite combo for the other Riolu until it no longer has any attacking moves either. Once Misdreavus faints from Riolu using Struggle again, we can switch into Executor. You want to complete a few tasks before you continue the chain. First is setting up a substitute, and the second is reviving Misdreavus yet again. The third task is using Double Team 6 times. This takes a while to do, but when you're finished, you can use Psyshock on the ally Riolu and begin chaining. You will want to activate your Adrenaline Orb once you get a free turn. The first 10 ally calls will never have a hidden ability, so you can faint every Riolu that pops up. After the first 10, there is a 5% chance for a hidden ability, and after 20, there is a 10% chance. It's your choice on when you want to start checking for the ability, but as soon as you do decide to do it, just use Worry Seed on each Riolu you see. If it's not Prankster, then use Psyshock to feint it and continue. Be careful when the chain has gone on for a long time, as the original Riolu may run out of PP, and this would be a really frustrating way to have the chain end. To change the calling Riolu, you have to switch back into Mischievous and redo the Taunt Spite combo. False swipe down the new Riolu, and then send in Executor to set up the substitute and double teams again. It is pretty annoying, but at this point you'll probably find a Prankster Riolu before you have to switch the calling Riolu again. When you do find a Prankster Riolu, it's more of the same thing. Switch into Mischievous and once again perform the Taunt Spite combo. However, this time, use Thunder Wave to paralyze it first. Switch into your high level Full Swipe Pokemon once Riolu is out of PP, and feint the Riolu you don't need. Now wait for the taunt to wear off and use Full Swipe on the Prankster Riolu. Now it will be an easy catch and you're done. If there are any questions, I'll be free to answer them, and thank you for watching.